What unusual methods did Batman use to heal a broken back? How did he avoid certain doom via time travel? How did a battery bring him back to life? Keep watching for all the wild answers. In the battle between good and evil, Batman will seemingly do anything to defeat his enemies, even if that means taking the DC Universe's version of steroids on steroids. After all, in the fight between good and evil, taking performance enhancers apparently isn't bad if the audience doesn't know about it, or if they're being used for a good cause. To that end, Batman once used the super drug Venom to gain superhuman strength. A highly addictive substance was first introduced in Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 16. Batman doesn't use it in vain. He does it to save people and never fail in his crusade due to a lack of strength again. Even so, he becomes addicted to Venom. Batman eventually hides out in the Batcave to get clean and stay off the drug. Although he succeeds in this endeavor and bravely handles the withdrawal, it's not the last time Venom causes problems for him. Venom is eventually used to create one of Batman's strongest enemies, Bane. In the Nightfall story arc, the aforementioned Bane broke the Dark Knight's back after breaking down his will for months. The injury left Batman disabled, with the replacement Jean-Paul Valley taking over as Batman. But luckily, Gotham's greatest hero doesn't stay down for long. Bruce Wayne and loyal butler Alfred Pennyworth track down a holistic therapist, Chandra Kilnsolving, in an attempt to heal Bruce from his devastating injuries. Because the DC Universe is packed to the gills with supernatural shenanigans, Chandra's telekinetic abilities play a role in fusing Bruce's spine. Though Kinsolving suffered some serious consequences and was temporarily left in a childlike state, Bruce was once again good to go. Batman has died on multiple occasions in the comics. Luckily, there are plenty of enchanted things in the DCU that can and have been used to fix him up. The Lazarus Pit is one such mystical construct. It's a pool that extends life and brings dead people back to life. Batman has inadvertently taken a dive into its magical waters.
I know it is difficult to believe, but the pit is what keeps him alive, what has kept him alive for 600 years.
In the comic story Batman Birth of the Demon, Batman and supervillain Ra's al Ghul face off. Batman, against all odds, is impaled. Both Ra's and the Bat then fall into a Lazarus Pit. Batman eventually rises from the pit healed. Batman didn't necessarily plan on falling into the pit, nor did he plan on having to use it. Even so, this mystical pit allowed him to, once again, cheat injury and death. Comic creators have used some brilliant methods to bring the Dark Knight back to full strength, and sometimes even back to life. One such technique is time travel, which exists in the DC Universe and is a perfect example of Batman cheating death. In the Final Crisis storyline, alien villain Darkseid takes Batman out with his Omega beams, though Batman also manages a fatal shot with a Radion bullet. Though Batman is presumed dead and his body is charred, the beams actually sent him back in time, and he's seen alive at the end of the comic. He then goes on a journey through different time periods to return to his own, surprising Dick Grayson, who has taken over as Batman. In Bob Haney and Jim Apato's The Brave and the Bold number 115, Batman is electrocuted, leaving him brain dead. If this was any other person, they probably wouldn't be able to come back from this devastating blow, but we're talking about Batman here. The Atom, a superhero who can shrink in size yet still retain his strength, decides to shrink himself, jump inside Batman's body, and fight crime on his behalf. The Atom controlling Batman results in yet another magical recovery, as this maneuver creates enough stimuli to jumpstart Batman's brain and restore him. Though this entire storyline might appear bizarre, Batman doesn't live in a typical world. It's comics. In Detective Comics number 644 through number 646 by Chuck Dixon, Tom Lyle, and Scott Hanna, the Electrocutioner does what his name indicates to Batman, resulting in his heart stopping. Luckily, Robin came prepared by wearing an insulated costume. Robin forces Electrocutioner to reverse the damage. The Electrocutioner then uses his electric gloves as a defibrillator to shock Batman back to life, and just like that, Batman was back. Another time, in the Court of Owls, the Talons get the best of the superhero. Though they don't directly kill him, Batman nearly drowns and his heart stops. Luckily, Harper Row discovers Batman and restarts his heart with jumper cables that are attached to a car battery. There's nothing quite like using everyday items to resurrect the one and only Batman. To say this is cheating death is an understatement, as Batman actually did temporarily meet his demise. Thankfully, car batteries and jumper cables serve more than one purpose. In The Dark Knight Rises, Bane once again gets the better of Batman, and in an echo of Nightfall breaks the hero's back, putting the Christopher Nolan version of Batman, played by Christian Bale, at his clear lowest point.
I will show you where I have made my home, whilst preparing to bring justice. Then I will break you.
To further stack the deck against Batman, Bane puts Bruce Wayne in a cell in the underground prison where Bane grew up, the Pit. Yet Batman always proves to have plenty of allies. Fast forward to a fellow inmate punching Bruce in the back, which apparently puts a misplaced vertebrae or two back into place. Bruce uses a rope harness to essentially do therapy and train until he's capable of walking again. He eventually climbs out of the pit and lowers the rope so the other inmates can escape too. Against all odds, he regains his strength and returns to battle, ultimately besting Bane and upending his plan. The Dark Knight rises indeed.
So you came back to die with your city?
I came back to stop you.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite superheroes are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.